Hello and welcome back to Harmon Brothers Field here in Palmer, Alaska. It's game two of the doubleheader between the Matsu Miners and the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. The Miners just sealed a winning record against the Chinooks in game one as they now lead the series 6-4 with one game left. This is it. The last game against the Chinooks, and then it'll be off to face the Bucks. They'll face the Bucks home tomorrow and then away for two and home next Sunday with some games in between. But for that, we've got a game to play. Leading the Collins out of Concordia University, Irvine. He bats first. Batting second is J. Paul Fullerton out of Wabash Valley College. Batting third is Anthony Forte from Richmond University. Batting fourth out of Indiana Wesleyan University, Jordan Wharton. Batting fifth, Luke Vandover. Vandover out of Harding University. Batting sixth is Nick Kreitzer out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Batting seventh is Gregory Osuna out of Wayland Baptist University. Batting eighth is Seth Ballinger out of the University of Texas at Arlington. And batting ninth, the designated hitter and pitcher. Not pitching today, but he's normally a pitcher, Cole Whitman out of University at Birmingham. On the mound for the Matsu Miners today, making his return, is Asa Lacey out of Texas A&M. Lacey now stands in on the mound against Bailey Collins. First pitch is a fastball inside for a called strike, and we are underway here at Harmon Brothers Field, game two. Asa Lacey working from the windup, and he deals. Swung on, line drive out into right field. That's down for a base hit. Bailey Collins leads things off with a hit here in game two, and now J. Paul Fullerton will come to the plate. Fullerton now batting, has 32 hits and 117 at-bats, 274 on the season, 14 RBIs, 10 walks, and 21 strikeouts. For Fullerton, he hit his first home run just a game ago. As Lacey now working from the stretch, swinging a foul ball off to the right side. It's 0-1. For Asa Lacey out of Kerrville, Texas, 6'4", 205 pounds. From Texas A&M, 2-1 on the season, a 2.60 ERA. Has started in 5 games, appeared in 6. Has pitched 27 2/3 of an inning, 32 strikeouts to 8 walks, and has allowed 23 hits, make it 24 with the leadoff single here in game 2. The count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike into J. Paul Fullerton with nobody out. Top of the first inning. We're only going 7 today. It's the back half of a doubleheader. Miners won 12-5 in game 1. As the 1-1 is swung on and fouled off straight back and out of play. As we take a look at the standings now, the Miners still hold the 2.5 game lead over the Anchorage Bucks, who now go to 21-17 on the season. For the Miners, 24-15 at the top of the ABL. We drop down to third, Peninsula Oilers, who have been off for 3 games at 19-19, 4.5 back. For the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, 15-21. Now 5.5 games back, and swinging through is J. Paul Fullerton. He strikes out. Asa Lacey, his first strikeout on the day, his 33rd of the season. First strikeout since July 8th, where he struck out 2 against the Peninsula Oilers in a losing effort. He did not get the loss, but the Miners lost 6-5 on that day as Asa looks to get back to winning here.
Now, definitely some tough elements to pitch in. It was a real rainy day in Kenai that Lacey was on the bump, and he did about as well of a job as he could have.
And now he has a pickoff move. Hatcher's throw is a little high, and it will be a stolen base. Stolen base for Bailey Collins. Josh Hatcher, the throw over towards second was high, and that allowed Bailey Collins to steal.
Lacey was such a good move to first. Unfortunately, Josh Hatcher just didn't have the throw quite on the mark. Lacey will just have to shake it off. He's a big strikeout guy, as you mentioned, so not really a pitch to contact guy, so that runner on second won't really phase him.
No count yet into the batter. Anthony Forte, as the first pitch is inside, and it sounded like it hit him. It did, right on the shoulder pad on the elbow. It was either the elbow shoulder pad or it was the knob of the bat. And home plate umpire James Purnell says it was a shoulder pad.
Yeah, that one did not sound like it felt very good, as Forte immediately holding on to that arm the whole way down to first base realistically, as Lacey brings velocity on his fastball.
And the Chinooks, they cannot afford another injury. It is because of injury to a couple of their players that a pitcher is hitting. Cole Whitman, the designated hitter. He bats ninth, but we are here at the fourth batter in the top of the first inning. Jordan Wharton at the plate after the hit by pitch to Anthony Forte. Runners on first and second, top of the first, one out as a fastball hits the outside corner. It's 0-1. For Wharton, 36 hits, 141 at-bats, batting .255 on the season, has 13 RBIs, 20 walks, and has struck out 37 times. Jordan Wharton standing in on the right side. 0-1 the count. The pitch from Mesa Lacey. Too far outside this time. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away. Runners on first and second base. Lacey was in the top 7 for strikeouts for a long time until his little sabbatical from the mound as 1-1 is swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes is now the count.
Lacey just taking a precautionary measure of rest as his back just gave him some troubles. Seems to be doing just fine now. Asked him the other day, how's the back feeling? He said, great. So hopefully Lacey will be 100% for this late season playoff run.
The 1-2 paints the outside corner. Strike 3 called. A nice job for Mesa Lacey. He looks to be back in form. It's a strikeout looking for Jordan Wharton, the second strikeout on the day. Both outs have come via the strikeout. And you're right, you want to take him out for precautionary reasons. This is summer ball. It is still important to come up here, win, and get better, but you don't want to pitch injured. That can only lead to further injury.
No, it doesn't, and it wouldn't make their college coach happy at all, but it seems like Lacey's rehabbed correctly as he's pitching pretty nicely here to begin the ball game.
As the first pitch into Luke Vandover misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning with runners on first and second base. Bailey Collins lit things off with a single, and Anthony Forte reached on a hit by pitch, and swinging now was Luke Vandover. He fouls it towards the right side. That goes out of play and over near the grandstand. This is game 2 of the doubleheader. It's still Fred Myers Day, as there are a lot of prizes to be given out. If you're here at the ballpark listening in, or wherever you are, thank you for joining us. 1-1 count to Luke Vandover. Mesa Lacey's pitch swung on, ground ball, a high chopper over to second base. Caleb Van Blake does a nice job ranging into the hole to corral it, and he's got it. Throws over to first in time for the third out. 2 runners get on base for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks here in the top of the first, but they can't get him across. It's no score as we headed into the home half of the first inning. Miners coming to the plate. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio.
David Avitia from Grand Canyon University. I'm a catcher, and this is Matsu Miners Baseball.
Bottom of the first inning here at Herman Brothers Field as the Matsu Miners are coming to the plate for the first time. We'll run through their lineup. Caleb Van Blake out of UC Davis, he leads things off. Batting second out of Oral Roberts University is Spencer Henson. From Grand Canyon University is Kona Quiggle. He bats third. Batting fourth is Nick Brooks out of Gonzaga. From Mississippi State, batting fifth is Josh Hatcher. From the University of Nevada, Reno is Tyler Bussetti. After Bussetti follows Austin Pinariti. He bats seventh. Pinariti out of Gonzaga. From Arizona State, Drew Swift is a shortstop. He bats eighth. Then batting ninth, rounding things out in center field, Brady Merritt. Merritt out of University of New Mexico as we're ready here. First pitch, it hits. No, it does not. He will stay at the plate. It will be a ball. Van Blake pulled back a bunt. And in a familiar situation, Van Blake again getting hit with the ball, but this time he doesn't get his base.
Yeah, no, it ccame close to hitting him, but this time it hit the lumber.
Becerra's pitch. This one does hit him. Just as we are talking about it, it's the ABL leading 11th hit by pitch by Caleb Van Blake. He didn't get hit in the first game, but hey, he gets hit here in the second game. And we still don't know what pitchers have, what the vendetta is against Caleb Van Blake here in the 2018 Alaskan Baseball League season.
Well, he called it. I asked him about it today. I said, hey, how many pitches are you going to hit by today? And he's like, well, I'll probably get hit by one today. And he seemed to have some choice words for the pitcher, Anthony Becerra, because both of those pitches came high and in, but still a dangerous bat and Henson coming up.
Well, dangerous indeed. Spencer Henson come to the plate. And for Spencer, he had 4 RBIs in the game just a couple minutes ago. Now Becerra, the lefty, he pitches into Henson, who swings through a high pitch. 0-1. Spencer now has 11 doubles, 1 triple, 7 home runs on the season. That's all good for first in the ABL. 45 hits in 127 at-bats, batting .354. 32 RBIs as he swings through the outside pitch. No balls, 2 strikes from Anthony Becerra into Spencer Henson.
These first 2 swings really haven't been close for Spencer Henson. He'll really have to dial it in with 2 strikes.
0-2 the count, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning, runner on first. Becerra's pitch is swung on. This one is flown out into right field. Then it's in for a base hit. Could not see the ball as that hit into the sun. Spencer Henson has a base hit here today.
Collins came up on it, but it seemed like he just didn't have enough speed to possibly make a grab on it. So made the wise choice there. Play it off the hop, just allow a single rather than if the ball gets by you, it could be extra bases.
So the ball was in the air and 1 hops the right fielder Bailey Collins. As now Kona Quiggle, first 2 men have reached base here in the bottom of the first inning against Anthony Becerra. And now Kona Quiggle, it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. First pitch swinging is Quiggle. He fouls it off into the mitt of J. Paul Fullerton. On 1 the count into Kona Quiggle, who bats .313 after a good performance in the first game today. Becerra's pitch, a breaking ball that misses outside for a ball. In game 1, Quiggle went 1 for 3, had an RBI. Also struck out once as he watches this breaking ball go outside as well. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. So on the count into Kona Quiggle, who has 19 RBIs on the season, 16 walks, and has struck out 31 times as he watches another breaking ball. This one sails outside and low, 3-1.
Becerra really working that outside portion of the strike zone and out of the zone to Kona Quiggle. Interesting to see if he'll come back in to try to deliver another strike.
For Becerra, he has a 1-4 as this one is lined out into right field. That one hops the left fielder as it's thrown in. So a back-to-back hits for Spencer Henson. And now Kona Quiggle, as Nick Brooks will bat in with the bases loaded.
And they do go inside to Kona Quiggle, and what does he do? He fights it off and gets the base hit. Nice piece of hitting there for Kona Quiggle, and a great opportunity for the Miners to pounce early, especially with the big bat of Nick Brooks.
As we take a look at Becerra's stats, 1-4 in the season, a 7.98 ERA. That's at the bottom on the team for the Chinooks. Has started in 7 games. 23 2/3 of an innings pitched, 24 strikeouts to 16 walks, and has 35 hits as the first pitch into Nick Brooks hits the zone for strike 1. Recap the innings so far. Caleb Van Blake stands on third base. He reached base on a hit by pitch. The ABL leading 11th hit by pitch. Spencer Henson had a single. He's on second. And Kona Quiggle, who dumped a base hit out into left field moments ago, he stands on first. The pitch into Nick Brooks is swung on and fouled out at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bottom of the first inning. Bases are loaded between the Matsu Miners and the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks.
If you're Nick Brooks here, you're just trying to get the ball in play no matter what it is. Fly ball, ground ball, make the Chinooks make a play. They have some of the most errors in the ABL, so especially a ground ball, force them to try to go home with it.
0-2 is the count into Brooks. Brooks, 267 on the season as he watches this breaking ball bounce into the dirt. 1-2. In the game before this one, Nick Brooks went 1 for 4. He had a double, and that's about it. He'll look to continue his hit streak in this game. 1-2 count from Becerra. Taken all the way low for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Bases loaded in the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Brooks, who's at the plate, Josh Hatcher, and Tyler Bassetti. Those are the three. Due up next on deck is Josh Hatcher. As Nick Brooks looks to break this game open here in the bottom of the first. The pitch swung on, a inside-out jam shot. That's good for a base hit out into right field. Coming around to score is Caleb Van Blake, rounding third and heading for home. The cutoff throw is taken by Nick Kreitzer. It's a 2 RBI single for Nick Brooks in the bottom of the first inning. Miners 2, Chinooks nothing. A nice piece of hitting from Nick Brooks. He jammed him. Becerra threw inside. Brooks took it outside and dumped it out into right field.
Yeah, he really did. Now that's back-to-back singles that Becerra's given up on opposite field shots. So the Miners really showing off how they use the lumber so well, and it's going to be so important to get that early lead to let Asa Lacey comfortably work back in.
Nick Brooks, 2 RBI single here in the bottom of the first inning. As now Josh Hatcher stands in. It's a lefty on lefty matchup between Anthony Becerra and Josh Hatcher as he takes the ball for a called strike. Hatcher, 12 hits, 43 at-bats, batting .279 on the season. Has 13 RBIs. Or check that, he has 5 RBIs. As this one hits him. Josh Hatcher's hit by a pitch, the second hit by pitch here in the bottom of the first. Caleb Van Blake was hit by a pitch the first time to lead things off here in the bottom of the first. He came around to score. Spencer Henson had a single. He scored. Kona Quiggle now standing on third. He reached on base with a single. Nick Brooks, 2 RBI single. He's on second, and now Josh Hatcher's on first with nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Anthony Becerra already working into trouble. First pitch into Tyler Bassetti's good for a called strike. 0-1.
Saw a grand slam in that last inning by the Chinooks. We'll see if Tyler Bozzetti maybe can return the favor.
Bozzetti went 1 for 2, had 1 RBI, and walked twice as he takes this pitch low and in for ball 1.
It's really good for the Miners. They've now loaded the bases twice now, and there's still nobody out. So they really have to take advantage of this and try to get a strong lead early in this ball game.
And Becerra had a better outing against the Bucks. That happened on July 10th as the 1-1 is on the way, taken on the outside corner for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Here on the bottom of the first, 2 runs already in as the Mat-Su Miners lead 2-0 over the Chinooks. Becerra's last time out against the Bucks went 4 innings, allowed no runs, 3 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. So not doing too well here. 2 runs already in. The 1-2 swung on, and this one is hit in foul territory along the right side. Racing over is the first baseman Nick Kreitzer, but he'll run out of room as that bounces off the tool shed right next to the Miners dugout. Tyler Bassetti stays alive at the plate. Count is at 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Here on the bottom of the first, bases are loaded. Third base, Quiggle. Second base, Brooks. First base, Josh Hatcher. Defensive alignment, Seth Ballinger in right. Anthony Forte, he's in center field. Bailey Collins is out in right field. Jordan Wharton, the third baseman. Gregory Osuna is at short. Luke Vandover is the second baseman. Nick Kreitzer at first. Battery mates Anthony Becerra is on the mound. J. Paul Fullerton at the plate as this breaking ball just hits the inside corner for strike 3 called on Tyler Bassetti. He's retired on strikes.
That was a real questionable strike 3 call, at least in Tyler Bozzetti's mind, as he really couldn't believe it. Nevertheless, it's only one out for the Miners, and now back-to-back times Miners have been up to the plate. If you go back to the 6th inning in Game 1, they're just really unloading on this Chinooks pitchers.
2 runs already in here in the bottom of the first, as now it'll be the job of lefty Austin Pinerini out of Gonzaga to drive in a couple runs. First pitch was low and away for ball 1. Pinerini's cooled off a little bit. 27 hits, 105 at-bats, batting .257, 21 RBIs, 11 walks, and 15 strikeouts as he checks his swing, but the ball is high. 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out, bottom of the first inning.
Pino is one of those veteran guys that you can't expect to slump off for too much longer, so it's only a matter of time when he starts bringing it around again.
The 2-0, taken inside for a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Austin Pinerini. Pinerini did not play in Game 1 today. Doing the catching duties in Game 1 was Aaron Walters. 2-1 from Becerra. Misses outside for ball 3. That pitch was kind of near where Tyler Bassetti took his curveball, but I guess it's a different strike zone for lefty and righty.
Well, also you can see it miss maybe a little more outside when there's no one in the right-handed batter's box.
2-1, swung on a missed from Pinerini. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The merry-go-round will carefully be in motion. Well, check that. There's only 1 out here in the bottom of the first, so they won't be in motion yet, but they could be. As a 3-2 from Anthony Becerra. The pitch swung on. It's a jam job over towards the hole on the left side. Fielding it is Gregory Osuna, but the throw is high. Austin Pinerini beat the play anyway. Coming around to score is Nick Brooks. Before him was Kona Quiggle, and now standing on third base is Josh Hatcher. Austin Pinerini does a job. It's an RBI single for Pinerini here in the bottom of the first inning. It's an RBI single, and then there'll be an error charged to Gregory Osuna to bring home Nick Brooks. There's still 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Drew Swift will now come to the plate.
Yeah, and that's all you have to do. As I mentioned, if you're the Miners, just put the ball in play. Pinerini did that right there. Next thing you know, 2 runs come of it. So now 10 runs in the past 2 times the Miners have come to the plate.
First pitch into Drew Swift is swung on and fouled off right side. For Swift, 28 hits, 137 at-bats, 204 on the season, 14 RBIs, 10 walks, and 24 strikeouts. Swift didn't have a hit in Game 1. Did have a walk and scored twice as he grounds this one over towards second baseman Luke Vandover to second for 1. The toss over in time is not. RBI ground out for Drew Swift as this inning stays alive, and Braden Merritt will come to the plate. Scoring as Josh Hatcher. Miners now lead 5-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Caleb Van Blake led things off. He got on base with the hit by a pitch, came around to score. Henson and Kona Quiggle both scored. They both had singles. Nick Brooks with a 2 RBI single. Josh Hatcher hit by a pitch. Tyler Bassetti struck out as the first pitch is for a ball into Braden Merritt. Pinerini then had a single and an error scored Nick Brooks. So now it's 5-0 Miners over the Chinooks here as Braden Merritt takes a ball in the outside corner for a called strike.
If you include that 6th inning of Game 1, the Miners have now batted around in back-to-back innings. Really incredible what they've done. Really starting to see the ball well as they picked off right where they left off in Game 1.
1-1 the count into Braden Merritt. The pitch swung on and fouled off left side. That goes down the line and foul. Braden Merritt trying to prove himself in this lineup. He's been in and out as of recent. Has 13 hits and 54 at-bats, 3 doubles as he bats .241 from the left side. Also has 4 RBIs, has walked 3 times as Drew Swift is checked on. 12 strikeouts on the season for Braden Merritt. 1-1 to count. The pitch swung on, ground ball over towards first. It gets under the glove of Nick Kreitzer. Rounding second and heading for third is Drew Swift. It's another error for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks here in the bottom of the first inning. It's not over yet, and Caleb Van Blake coming back to the plate.
And that's why you just put the ball in play. The Chinooks have had fielding troubles all season long, and it shows yet again. So this inning will stay extended as Caleb Van Blake steps back up. What a offensive performance by the Miners.
The offensive performance aided by just a little bit, couple errors by the Chinooks defense. Gregory Osuna had an error in this inning. He also had an error in the first game as first pitch into Caleb Van Blake hits the high and outside corner for strike one. Van Blake again, he was hit for the 11th time this season. If you're going to lead in a category, that's probably the most painful category to lead. As now Brady Merritt's checked on at first. Runners are at the corners here in the bottom of the first inning. Miners lead 5-0 over the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. It's the final game this season against the Chinooks, unless the Miners see him in the postseason. As the 0-1 is a good breaker for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes now into Caleb Van Blake. The pitch outside and on the move is Brandon Merritt. He steals a base. Brandon Merritt with his second stolen base of the season. As now there are runners on second and third with 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning. Miners up 5-0. Van Blake 2 runners in scoring position as Anthony Becerra has had a rough go of it to start things off. From the stretch, he deals outside, ball 2. Drew Swift is at third base. On second base is Braden Merritt. At the plate, Caleb Van Blake. Anthony Becerra, who started this game, has been roughed up in the bottom of the first as the Miners have a 5-0 lead. 2 runners in scoring position. The 2-2 swung on, and this one is lifted out towards left field, ranging into foul territory, giving chase to Seth Ballinger, but he won't get it. There's some action warming up in the Chinook bullpen. We can't see it down the line. We know there's a body throwing. Things have been quiet in the electric factory as they're all just soaking up some shade. The 2-2 swung on, line drive over towards first. A nice catch from Nick Kreitzer as that will end things here in the bottom of the first inning. Caleb Van Blake kind of in awe that Kreitzer could reach up and catch it. The Matsu Miners, they score 5 in the bottom of the first as they lead. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio.
Matsu Miners Internet broadcast is sponsored by the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and owner Jim Ruda. Stop into one of your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and ask about a Matsu Miners jersey giveaway. So stop in and enter for your chance to win today.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a
What's up, guys? This is Spencer Henson, infielder at Oral Roberts University, and you're listening to Matsu Miners Radio.
It was a long bottom of the first inning, but a good one for the Matsu Miners. They scored 5 runs, only 4 earned, as they got to Anthony Becerra. A long wait for Asa Lacey as he takes the mound here in the top of the second inning. We're only going 7 today. Miners up 5-0. Nick Kreitzer, who made a nice out to put the bottom of the first to bed, will now stand in. It'll be Nick Kreitzer, followed by Gregory Osuna and Seth Ballinger. Those are 3 due up. Lefty on lefty matchup as the fastball hits the inside corner for strike 1. Top of the second is underway. Kreitzer, 24 hits, 106 at-bats, batting .226. From the windup, the pitch. This one sails high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kreitzer also has 12 RBIs, has walked 19 times, and struck out 35 as the fastball is in for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, top of the 2nd inning. As we take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, the other game today was between the Pilots. This one is fouled off at the plate. Pilots and Bucks, they played today, and the Bucks got the better of them in an 8-0 victory. As of right now, the magic number for the Miners to clinch first place in the ABL is at 4. They have a chance to bring it down to 3 with a win here today. The 1-2 is fouled straight back. As the count remains, 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, top of the 2nd inning. Nick Kreitzer has some extra base power as a 1-2. Outside, a nice block from Austin Pianarini. 2-2 now the count. The extra base power, 6 doubles, 1 triple, and has a home run. Some good pop from the Chinooks first baseman. 2-2 on the way from Lacey. Taking low and away for ball 3. Count is run full in the top of the 2nd inning.
It's been a real nice at-bat from Nick Kreitzer. He's being patient with every pitch. Needs to foul them off when they're around the zone.
3-2, taking high, ball 4. First walk issued from Asa Lacey today. Nick Kreitzer walks on over to first.
And it had to be a little tough in the sense that Lacey had to wait a while to come back to pitch again, but nevertheless, it should feel good to be a little more comfortable going out there with the big lead.
And it's always comfort for the Matsu Miners here at Harmon Brothers Field. A record of 15-4 when home, but 2 games under 500 as the first pitch misses high and away into Gregory Osuna. 15-4 at home, 9-11 on the road. Only 2 more chances for the Miners to change that as the 1-0 is swung on and missed by Osuna, 1-1. And for Gregory Osuna, a category you don't want to lead in, he does. 39 strikeouts on the season. As the 1-1 from Lacey swung on, and this one is put into play, but foul. Right side. Kreitzer on first base. He reached base with a walk. The first walk allowed by Asa Lacey here in the top of the 2nd inning. It was a long wait for Asa as the Miners scored 5 in the bottom of the first. The 1-2 swung on and missed strike 3. Make it 40 strikeouts for Gregory Osuna. The 2nd strikeout, the 3rd strikeout on the day for Asa Lacey.
And that's Asa Lacey to a T right there. The guy's got a laundry list of pitches. You never really know what you're going to get. And Ozuna was just fooled completely by the breaking ball from Asa Lacey.
A dominant pitcher on the mound, something that the Cleveland Indians saw out of high school where they drafted him in the 31st round. As Asa Lacey looks to get back onto the draft boards pretty soon as first pitch into Seth Ballinger is good for a called strike. 0-1. 0-1 count, 1 out. Top of the 2nd inning. Runner on first to Nick Kreitzer. Asa Lacey working from the stretch. The 0-1. Hits the outside corner. Strike 2 called. And now Seth Ballinger will look to battle in at the plate with a count of balls, 2 strikes.
Real nice pitch there from Asa Lacey. Absolutely painted that outside corner. Going to be interesting to see what he goes with 0-2. He's been throwing a lot of off speed, but may try an inside fastball to full Ballinger.
Pitch into Ballinger. Off speed it is. Strike 3 called. 2nd strikeout of the inning. The 4th on the day for Asa Lacey.
Well, it was inside. It just wasn't necessarily a fastball as I predicted. Nevertheless, just excellent spot from Lacey. And that takes a lot of guts, Connor, to try to throw an inside breaking ball. Because if that goes awire, normally that just leaves right over the plate and guys will tee off on it. So to place it the way he did is just pretty impressive.
With a 5-0 lead, you have a chance here to mess with whatever you want to do. As the first pitch swinging is Cole Whitman. He fouls it off towards the left side and sounds like off the vehicle shed. 0-1. Again, a 5-0 lead for the Matsu Miners here in the top of the second inning between the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. So we're coming to you live from Harmon Brothers Field. Connor Mills, Brad Walker with you on the call. The 0-1 from Lacey. Swung on and missed by Cole Whitman. No balls, 2 strikes, and it seems to me that Asa Lacey has a strikeout pitch working.
Yeah, it really does, and it makes it easy on the defense. They were just running around with the bats, and now they can just stand and enjoy the show.
The 0-2. Swung on and just fouled off. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. It was a good crowd at Harmon Brothers for Game 1. 1,206 fans in attendance. Always big support from the Miners faithful. The 0-2 from Asa Lacey checked his swing. Did he go around? Third base umpire Scott Johnson says no. That'll be the first ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Nick Kreitzer has been just kind of standing on first. Not going to get a big lead off of Asa Lacey.
No, not at all. Lacey's got a great move. We saw that in the first inning, so Kreitzer needs to be smart.
The 1-2. High and away for ball 2. We'll run through the Miners' defense quickly. Kona Quiggle in left, Breda Merritt in center, Nick Brooks in right, Tyler Bassetti's at third, Drew Swift, the man at short, Caleb Van Blake at second, Josh Hatcher at first. The 0-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. 2-2 got Cole Whitman swinging. That's the 5th strikeout as we're only entering the bottom of the second inning. Asa Lacey working and dealing here today. It's the Miners 5, the Chinooks nothing. We're heading into the bottom of the second. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio.
Matsu Miners Internet Broadcast is sponsored by the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and owner Jim Ruda. Stop into one of your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and ask about a Matsu Miners jersey giveaway. So stop in and enter for your chance to win today.
Hey y'all, I'm Blake Shelton. I love that country music connects people all over this great nation, but unfortunately so does something else, childhood hunger. 15 million children struggle with hunger in America. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks works to rescue our surplus food to help provide billions of meals to families in need across the country. Join the fight against hunger at feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
It's Josh Hatcher here, infield outfield from Mississippi State University, and you're listening to Matsu Miners Radio.
It's the bottom of the second inning. Miners up 5-0. New man on the mound already for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Honus Kindrick, the best arm in the bullpen, will come in relief for Anthony Becerra. Becerra, who went 1 inning, allowed 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, no walks, and had 1 strikeout. As now the ball will be turned over to Honus Kindrick. Honus on the season is 3-0 with a 2.01 ERA. Has appeared in 15 relief appearances. As first pitch swinging is Spencer Henson. He fouls it back. No balls and 1 strike.
It's going to be Kindrick's 5th time facing the Miners. It's been pretty good, only allowing 1 run in 4 appearances.
0-1 the count, Spencer Henson. And Honus Kindrick, breaking ball misses high. And Kindrick, he's got a good 12-6 curveball. We've seen it many times before.
Yeah, also older brother to Larson Kindrick, your game one starter for the Chinooks.
The 1-1 swung on and missed by Spencer Henson. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Larson Kindrick, of course, getting the loss in game 1. Getting the win was Josh Haley. As now Honus Kindrick has come in. The 1-2 swung on and missed. First strike 3. Honus Kindrick coming in and striking out one of the best hitters in the ABL in Spencer Henson.
Henson just couldn't quite figure out Kindrick right there. We'll definitely head back into the dugout and watch the rest of the batters to figure out what Kindrick's game plan is for today.
Kindrick now 36 innings pitched, has 28 strikeouts, has walked only 8, and has allowed 27 hits. As the first pitch into Kona Quiggle sails high and away for ball 1. Quiggle, his first time up, he singled and came around to score. It was a hit by pitch, single and single to get things started for the Miners in the bottom of the first. As now they deal with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning, still up 5-0. Kindrick's pitch hits the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike into Kona Quiggle. As we said, Quiggle went 1 for 3 in game 1 as he swings through this breaking pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. The 12-6 is working for Honus Kindrick.
The Chinooks definitely trying to go for this win and already pulling Becerra. They'll try to limit the damage and see if their offense can work their way back into the ball game.
1-2 the count from the stretch. Kindrick pitches, line drive out into right field. That's good for a base hit. Kona Quiggle just continues to swing a hot bat.
You know, he really does. And Kona's a guy that's really worked his way into a prominent role on this Miners team. And that's going to do nothing but help him for this upcoming spring at Grand Canyon. A guy that didn't get to play this much, so really had a lot to prove. And he's showing it this summer, doing it with great pride, batting well over 300, and has been thrown in different spots of the lineup, has been adaptable, even playing first base sometimes this year.
2 for 2 on the day, 322 on the season. As now Nick Brooks, who had a single for 2 RBIs, stands in from the right side. It's righty on righty matchup as he's first pitch swinging. He flies it towards the right side and out of play. Brooks, again, now batting .290, has 9 hits and 31 at-bats. 6 RBIs now for Brooks. Still walked 5 times and still struck out 6 times as he's standing in against Honus Kindrick. No balls, 1 strike and 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Miners up 5-0. Kindrick checks over to Quiggle at first. And for Kona, only 4 stolen bases and 6 attempts.
Kona does move well on the bases, and the Miners finally seeing a righty. So it's going to be interesting to see how they attack it.
0-1 the count. The pitch into Brooks. Kindrick's breaking ball is working on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. As we take a look at the batting average leaders, we thought it's the 2 big bats. 1 from the Bucks and 1 from the Miners. Jake Veith is at the top at 360. Spencer Henson's at 354. But working his way into the conversation is Kona Quiggle. He's up at 322 as Brooks swings and fouls this one back again. No balls, 2 strikes.
And with Kona, he's a guy that gets a lot of hits. He has close to the same amount of hits as Spencer Henson, who's your league hit leader, if not tied with him. The only problem was being a leadoff batter, you're typically going to get a lot more at-bats. And if you don't produce when you get that, then the average will slightly.
The 0-2 into Brooks. It's a slow roller over towards short. Takes a high hop on Gregory Osuna. The turn for 2 gets Brooks. It's a 6-4-3 double play to end the bottom of the second inning. The Miners still hold a 5-0 lead over the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks as we enter the top of the third. You're listening to the Mat-Su Miners on the Miner Radio.
Matsu Miners Internet Broadcast is sponsored by the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and owner Jim Ruda. Stop into one of your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and ask about a Matsu Miners jersey giveaway. So stop in and enter for your chance to win today.
Saying a quick hello. This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
This is Aaron Walters from Texas A&M University. I'm a catcher, infielder, and you're listening to Matsu Miners Radio.
That was Aaron Walters who caught in game one, as this is game two here between the Miners and Chinooks. Doubleheader. First game started at 3. This game started around 6 o'clock. Miners 5, Chinooks nothing, as we're about ready to start the top of the third inning. Talking about Walters, he's now batting .296 on the season, as his average is good for top 7 in the ABL. Kona Quiggle, he's in at 4th in the ABL batting average. Spencer Henson at 2nd, and Jake Veith at the top from the Bucks. He bats .360. We'll see the top of the lineup. Bailey Collins, J. Paul Fullerton, as Collins swings through. 0-1. Collins, Fullerton, and Anthony Forte all due up here in the top of the third. First time up for Bailey Collins. He had a single, got to second base, but could not come around to score, as the off-speed pitch is good for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out here in the top of the third inning. From the windup is Lacey Deals. Check swing, and did he go? He will say he did. Home plate umpire James Purnell says the check swing from Bailey Collins, he did go around. Austin Pinarini tags him out to complete the putouts. It's the 6th strikeout of the day for Asa Lacey.
Lacey is on one right now. 6 strikeouts and 7 men retired. Absolutely balling.
First pitch swinging is J. Paul Fullerton. And now for Asa Lacey, he's worked his way back into the top 7, came into the day with 32 strikeouts. As now add 6, that's 38. So in the middle of the pack, in the top 7. 0-1. Swing and a fly ball over towards left, giving chase is left fielder Kona Quiggle, but he'll run out of room as that goes out of play.
Lacey just looks real strong out there on the mound. Seems like he's pitching very loosely. And opposed to his last start where it seemed like he was a bit tense, really looking great today.
Back must be feeling better. 0-2 the count into J. Paul Fullerton. From the windup, Lacey's pitch. Swung on, and he did not foul it off. Ball got away a little bit from Pinarini, but it will be a 2-3 putouts. Hello, Asa Lacey. That is now the 5th straight batter he has struck out. The only time an out has been recorded when it was not a strikeout was a ground out to second base. That was to end the top of the first inning. Ever since, it's been strikeout city for Asa Lacey.
Just imposing his will right now on these Chinooks batters.
Lacey and Forte. First pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. 7 strikeouts on the day. That's tied for 3rd in the ABL with 39 now. The 0-1 taken just low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lacey 31 strikes to 12 balls. As swinging here is Anthony Forte. Lacey's just keeping these batters off balance.
Yeah, it really is. They're completely full. They do not know what pitch is about to come, and with 2 strikes, it's almost like they're just throwing lumber out with their eyes closed, hoping they can get a hit on them.
3 pitches deep into the count. The 1-2 on the way. Swung on it. Missed strike 3. Make it 8 strikeouts. Asa Lacy, what a performance. No matter what happens now, Asa Lacy, he's dealing right now. A household name of the future.
Bada bing, bada boom. Ocho strikeouts. Asa Lacy, come on, kid.
Lacy, as we head into the bottom of the 3rd inning, Asa Lacy, he's got 8. The Miners, they've only got 5. As you're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio.
You know what really gets a party started? Indoor baseball. Yeah, just find a broom or a pool cue, and you can use like anything as a ball. Cans, bottles, shoes. Hey, bro, toss me that avocado.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Matsu Miners Internet Broadcast is sponsored by the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and owner Jim Ruda. Stop into one of your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and ask about a Matsu Miners jersey giveaway. So stop in and enter for your chance to win today.
Hi, I'm Caleb Van Blake, infielder from UC Davis, and you're listening to Matsu Miners Radio.
Right now, it's the bottom of the 3rd inning. Asa Lacy has more strikeouts than the Miners have runs. It's the Miners 5, the Chinooks nothing. Asa Lacy, he's just been dominant so far against the Chinooks in his return to the mound. The first time since July 8th. It is now July 22nd. And it is a well worth return as Josh Hatcher will start things off to begin the bottom of the 3rd inning. Honus Kendrick still on the mound, who came in relief of Anthony Becerra. First pitch in is good for a strike on the outside corner as the bottom of the 3rd is underway. Nick Brooks ended the bottom of the 2nd with a 6-4-3 double play. As Hatcher now 1 ball and 1 strike. For Hatcher, batting .279, was hit by a pitch the first time up as he swings through this one and fouls it off towards the left side. Chasing it is Jordan Wharton all the way out into the Chinooks bullpen. That one will go out of play.
And I tell you what, it has to be nice for this Miners defense. They're crushing it hitting-wise, so they're exerting a lot of energy on the offensive end. But on the defensive end, they're just watching strikeouts go by, so they sort of get to relax a bit in the infield. That's just going to give them more energy, more motivation to get the bats going.
1-2 the count into Josh Hatcher. The curveball is dropped by the catcher, J. Paul Fullerton, but it's for a ball anyway. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Looks like the scoreboard here at Herman Brothers Field is on the fritz. As the 2-2 is on the way, swung on a bouncing ball over towards the hole on the left side. That one will get through Luke Vandover. Vandover almost seemed to have put his whole body in front of it, but the ball was hit so hard that it found a hole.
Hatcher just swinging a real good bat today. Got a few days off and now is trying to really work his way into solidifying his starting role, and he's having a great audition today.
Every at-bat counts for the Matsu Miners as there's a competition to see who will be in the starting lineup as they enter into the postseason. Miners' magic number is at 4. They have a chance to bring it down to 3 with a victory here today. First pitch into Tyler Bassetti, missed inside. Bassetti was the only strikeout for Anthony Becerra his first time up, as now he'll deal with Honus Kendrick. Leadoff man is on base for the Miners, as now a off-speed pitch hits the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, and nobody out here on the bottom of the 3rd.
And the Miners also competing heavily. They want that first seed. They want to be playing at home in the playoffs, and it shows on how well they play at Herman Brothers Field.
Pitch in, swung on, line drive out into right center field. That will get down for a base hit and maybe more. Rounding second and heading for third is Josh Hatcher. Heading for second base is Tyler Bassetti. The throw off is cut off in from the outfield. It's a no out double for Tyler Bassetti. Tyler Bassetti continues to hit day in and day out.
Yeah, he really does. Yesterday, just a bit of an off-the-mark performance with the offer, but coming back today and really playing very well. Now has 2 hits in total today between the 2 games, and you got to love it. All the Miners hitters are really starting to come around at the perfect time.
Bassetti, who was floating around the Mendoza line in the beginning of the season, has now risen his batting average up to 256. A nice job from him, and now Pinarini at the plate. First pitch swinging at the high and inside pitch from Honus Kindrick. 0-1. Infield has been brought in against Austin Pinarini here. Outfield is playing shallow as well, but Pinarini, he's got home run power. Has 1 on the season. As the breaking ball is good for a called strike again. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runners are on second and third. Miners up 5-0 here in game 2 of the doubleheader at Harmon Brothers Field.
And we've talked about it before. Pinarini just has to put it in play one way or another.
0-2 the count. Kindrick from the stretch. He deals. Swung on. This one's poked out into right center field. That's down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Rounding third and heading for home is Tyler Bassetti. It's a 2 RBI single for Austin Pinarini. Pinarini, who was tied for the long time in the lead for RBIs. He's fallen off just a little bit, but now he's back. He's in third with 23 RBIs of the season. First 2 here today.
Pino has 4 RBIs this game. This man is crushing it.
Doing a nice job, Pinarini. As now at the plate, Drew Swift. 4 RBIs for Austin Pinarini. So make that 25 RBIs on the season for Pinarini. Now batting .271, and Drew Swift at the plate. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch in, out, just hits the outside corner for strike 2. 0-2 with nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Miners 7, Chinooks 0. Asa Lacey, he still has 1 more strikeout than the total runs. The pitch in is high for Drew Swift. Ball 1. Austin Pinarini getting the job done here today, as his starts have been intermittent towards the end of the season. The 1-2 inside to Drew Swift. 2-2 now the count, nobody out.
And the Miners are doing all this scoring without any runs. They did it back in the 1st inning. Just real incredible getting on these Chinooks pitchers early.
Josh Hatcher is in. Swinging now is Drew Swift. He flies this one out into left field. Seth Bollinger's under it, makes the catch for the 1st out. With that, Braden Merritt reached base on an error the first time up, went just under the glove of Nick Kreitzer at first.
Your center fielder, number 4, Braden Merritt.
So Braden Merritt looking to get his first hit today. As we're here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Miners 7, Chinooks 0. First pitch into Braden Merritt, misses outside for ball 1. And for Braden, whenever he's in a game, center field is his position. No one mans the outfield like Braden Merritt. 1-0 the count, pitch in. Swung on and missed for strike 1.
Braden really does a wonderful defensive job in center field. Has come on multiple times in late games for defensive replacement. Anytime you can have a guy like that in the dugout, it's very crucial, especially in tight situations.
1-1 the count into Merritt from Honus Kindrick, who's allowed 2 RBIs. As time is called, the ball is just kind of thrown away. Not really aiming for anyone. Not pulling a Randy Johnson either. Ball wasn't fast enough to hit a bird flying.
Nor was there a bird to hit.
No, there was not. We've seen a couple birds here at Harmon Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
They're always chirping around.
Haven't seen Randy Johnson yet, though.
He was up here.
He was a few years ago.
As now Braden Merritt flies one out towards second base. It's on the infield, a pop-up. Making the 2-hand catch is Luke Mandover. That's the 2nd out. here in the bottom of the third inning.
More than a few years ago, I should say.
Yeah, just a couple, right?
Been a bit. Just the history of the ABL. So many great players.
He was with the Pilots, wasn't he? Yes.
He was in Anchorage. But what a league. What history. Dave Winfield, Mark McGuire, Randy Johnson, Aaron Judge. The list goes on and on.
It's amazing the talent that has come through the Alaskan Baseball League. As now first pitch swing is Caleb Van Blake. He lines it deep out into center field, but right at a guy in Anthony Forte. That's the third out to end here in the bottom of the third inning. It's the Miners 7, the Chinooks nothing. Austin Peterini, he's got 4 RBIs on the day. Coming out to the mound in search for some more strikeouts is Asa Lacey. We'll return when we come back in the top of the fourth. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio. The Alaskan Railroad and Operation Lifesaver would like to remind our friends and neighbors when approaching a railroad crossing, always expect a train. Look, listen, live.
This is Kona Quiggle, outfield infield from Grand Canyon University, and you're listening to Matsu Miners Radio.
It's Cupid Shuffle time here at Harmon Brothers Field, the electric factory, electrifying the fans here at Harmon Brothers. A nice rendition, dancing out there, of course led by Kyle King and others. Asa Lacey returns to the mound here on the top of the fourth inning. Miners lead 7-0. 5 runs in the bottom of the first, 2 runs in the bottom of the third. That's where we are as we are about ready. First pitch about to be thrown to Jordan Wharton from the windup. Lacey deals. Taken just high and inside for ball 1. It's not often that we do see a ball thrown by Asa as 1-0 is swung on, and this one is fouled off. 1-1 the count. Asa Lacey has retired the last 6 batters on strikeout as a 1-1. Just a bit outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, and nobody out here on the top of the fourth. Wharton today, he was a strikeout victim. Struck out looking in the first inning. As he swings through this one, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Asa Lacey dialing it up and getting ready. 9th strikeout is within view. The 2-2 count. Lacey's pitch outside. Ball 3. Counters run full. And last time count was full, that was to Nick Kreitzer. Asa Lacey, he walked him. That was a 1 and only walk on the day for Asa. As he's ready, the 3-2. Taken high for ball 4. Jordan Wharton will walk, and the strikeout streak has ended.
Lacey definitely looking for that strikeout pitch with a full count, not messing around, trying to give a pitch to hit. He wants to put guys out.
That's a second walk by Asa Lacey, but he does have 8 strikeouts on the day as now Luke Vandover stands in. First pitch misses just a little inside for ball 1. Top of the second inning started with a walk, then was followed by 3 strikeouts. We'll see how things do here in the top of the fourth. Asa Lacey holding on and now ready. Swinging a bouncing ball over towards the hole on the left side. That's good for a base hit. And now officially the strikeout streak has ended. A base hit by Luke Vandover. First hit for him on the day. The second hit for the Chinooks against Asa Lacey.
Now I got to wonder if Lacey will turn his attention trying to get a double play, possibly with runners on first and second. But that strikeout efficiency has been so dominant, he may just stick with it.
Again, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks on the day for Lacey, as now he faces Nick Kreitzer. Kreitzer walked his first time up in the second. First pitch into him is taken on the outside portion of the plate for ball 1.
And Lacey seems like asking home plate umpire James Purnell where that one was. So he was disappointed it wasn't a strike.
Lacey, kind of a perfectionist. He likes to paint his pitches where he wants them. As a 1-0 is swung on, line drive out into left field, falling fast, but right into the glove of left fielder Kona Quiggle, who then throws it to first base over the glove of Caleb Van Blake. And it looks like it was a bit of a fake out. That faked us up out here. The ball was thrown high to Caleb Van Blake, who jumped up and caught it. Josh Hatcher acted like he caught it at first. And then Van Blake trying to get Jordan Wharton sleeping at second did not work. But the first out has been recorded. Gets a fly out to left field for out number 1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Runners are on base. 1 at first, 1 at second. And now Gregory Osuna, who struck out, ABL leading 40th time, will stand in. First ball is a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Gregory Osuna.
Tell you what, Caleb Van Blake showing the hops right there. That boy got up to catch that one.
Van Blake, a talented second baseman, a good infield for the Miners. As Lacey wheels it back to keep Jordan Wharton close at second. The infield is playing back. Double play depth. Corners are back as well. The 0-1. This one bounces off the shin pad of Austin Peterini as that ball goes flying over near the Miners dugout. A lot of movement on the pitch. Peterini, lucky he's wearing those shin pads, or else that one would have hurt.
Yeah, that might have been the weirdest hop I may have seen in the game of baseball. Shooting over. Luckily, Peterini was able to run back to it, so the runs were not able to come in.
1-1 the count now. Runners move up 90 feet. Luke Vandover, he's on second base, and on third is Jordan Wharton. There's only 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Asa Lacey looking to keep the shutout alive as the Miners are up 7-0. Look in at Peterini. Lacey's got his sign, then deals. Swung on and missed by Osuna. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Lacey looks to get his 9th strikeout of the day.
And that's been the pitch that's gotten a lot of swings and misses. Is that breaking ball low? The Chinooks hitters are not thinking it's going to break that much, but then it just drops off the table at the last second.
1-2 the count. Asa Lacey getting ready from the stretch. He deals. Swung on and missed strike 3. 9 on the day. Second for Gregory Osuna and the 41st of his season.
There it is again, that breaking ball. It starts towards the lower portion of the zone. It looks so tasty that you want to swing at it, but then when you do, it's gone. It's in the bottom, in the dirt. Austin Peterini will collect it for strike 3.
So now there are 2 outs on the top of the 4th inning, but 2 runners in scoring position for Seth Ballinger. Ballinger struck out looking his first time up as the first pitch from Asa Lacey is delivered just inside for ball 1. Ballinger on the season batting a .183, has 19 hits and 104 at-bats. That's what it was coming into game 2 today. 8 RBIs, 19 walks, and 29 strikeouts. Make it 30 with the strikeout in the second. The 1-0 is on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Runners are on second and third. Infield playing back. Outfield is straight away.
And the Chinooks really laying off the Lacey's fastball. He's been really painting with that pitch and then using his breaking pitch as the swing and miss.
1-1 the count into Seth Ballinger, the left fielder. The pitch is swung on and fouled off towards the left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Asa Lacey getting ready Double digits is within sight.
He did go inside with Ballinger on a 2-strike pitch to him in his first at-bat, so I wonder if he'll go with that again, whether it be a breaker or fastball.
1-2. Asa Lacy disagreeing with Pinarini a little bit. Shake of the head. Now he's ready. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 10. Count them up. 10 strikeouts on the day for Asa Lacy. It's the Miners 7, the Chinooks nothing. The threat was ended in the top of the fourth as the Miners bats are coming to the plate in the bottom of the fourth. You're listening to the Mat-Su Miners on the Miner Radio.
Mat-Su Miners Internet broadcast is sponsored by the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and owner Jim Ruda. Stop into one of your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and ask about a Mat-Su Miners jersey giveaway. So stop in and enter for your chance to win today.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey, I'm Tyler Bassetti. I'm from Nevada, Reno, and you're listening to Mat-Su Miners Baseball.
It's the bottom of the fourth inning. Miners up 7-0 on the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. New man on the mound is River Carbone, who comes in relief of Honus Kindrick. Kindrick today, 2 innings pitched, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, both were earned, no walks, and had a strikeout. River Carbone will look to come in and settle things down for the Chinooks. On his season, a 0-1 record, a ERA of 4.76, 15 relief appearances, 6 saves, 17 innings pitched, has got 11 strikeouts, and has only walked 3 batters. Has also allowed 20 hits on the season. The last time out was against the Pilots, where he went a third of an inning and got a strikeout. The time before then came on July 16th when the Chinooks beat the Miners 7-5. Carbone was the pitcher that got the save. Got the save for Rick Ladis, I believe. First pitch into Spencer Henson. He's swinging and fouls it off. No balls and 1 strike.
Carbone, normally you mentioned that late inning kind of guy will come in for a save situation. Hasn't pitched in a few days, so they want to keep him up and ready just in case he will have to come on in the next few days for a closing opportunity.
And he did come in and save the game for Rick Ladis as the 0-1 is swung on a miss by Spencer Henson. 0-2 goes the count here in the bottom of the fourth. Miners up 7-0. And Spencer now vying for the batting title. It'll be him and Jake Veith of the Bucks. Spencer does have 1 more home run than Veith at 7. Veith has 6. The 0-2 swung on and a jam, just a nubber over towards first base. First baseman Nick Kreitzer has it, throws it over to Tyler LeBrun. Then throws it at or around Kona Quiggle. 0-2, the count remains to Spencer Henson here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Spencer looking for his second hit of the day. 1 for 2 as he lays off a breaking ball that goes outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Henson had a single out into right field his first time up, also struck out in the second inning against Honus Kindrick. It's been 2 straight new pitchers for Spencer, as Kindrick's first batter was Spencer Henson. As 1-2 swung on, line drive out into left field, but ranging over into the gap and playing that way was Seth Ballinger. A hot shot off the bat of Spencer Henson, just better analytics from the Chinooks.
And sometimes that's baseball. You hit it exactly where a guy is. So unfortunate for Spencer Henson there, but it was a good hit. So you just got to remember the swing.
Henson has been hot as of late, but he'll sit down for now as he'll come to the plate later on in the game. Now batting is Kona Quiggle, left fielder today, center fielder in the game before. First pitch from River Carbone is swung on, ground ball over towards shortstop Gregory Osuna, who makes the play and throws in time for the out. A nice spinorama from Gregory Osuna for the second out of the game, or second out of the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, really, it was a nice play there from Osuna. And talk about a tale of two stories. The Miners, they're in perfect position now to go 6-0 against the Chinooks at home, whereas they're on the road, they're 1-4. So it's a good thing the Miners are really, if they happen to play the Chinooks, they'll really push to try to get that 1 seed, and the games will be played here at Herman Brothers.
Chinooks and Pilots are vying for the final playoff spot. Nothing is set in stone yet as Nick Brooks takes a first pitch strike. 0-1. Chinooks are still alive. They are a couple games back on the Anchorage Glacier Pilots as they look to extend their season. Reach the postseason for the first time in a couple years as Brooks pumps this one out into center field. Charging in, not making the catch, is Anthony Forte. That one was just a light ball that was hit out into right center field. Nick Brooks finding a hole for his second hit of the day.
Yeah, he had a similar hit back in the first inning. Just took it the opposite way. Had a lot of spin on it. So in no man's land for the 3 defensemen of the Chinooks. Brooksy really doing a nice job right now, just placing hits and not showing off too much power. But, hey, it's getting the job done.
Now batting is Josh Hatcher, whose first pitch swing and hits it right to Nick Kreitzer, who's at first, touches the bag. That's the third out to end the bottom of the fourth inning. But the Mat-Su Miners, they still lead the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks 7-0 as we head to the top of the fifth. You're listening to the Mat-Su Miners on the Miner Radio.
Mat-Su Miners Internet broadcast is sponsored by the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and owner Jim Ruda. Stop into one of your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and ask about a Mat-Su Miners jersey giveaway. So stop in and enter for your chance to win today.
Hi guys, Drew Swift, infielder from Arizona State University, and you're listening to Mat-Su Miners Radio.
Miners still hold a commanding 7-0 lead over the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks as we are here in the top of the fifth inning. Only 2 more innings to play as it's a doubleheader day. Game 2 with the Miners leading 7-0. Game 1 happened and the Miners won 12-5. Asa Lacey has 10 strikeouts right now and will face Cole Whitman, who's a strikeout victim, a pitcher converted designated hitter. Coming into the game 2, had 5 strikeouts, make it 6 with his strikeout in the second inning. Lacey looking for his 11th as we're underway. First pitch misses high and away for ball 1. As we take a look at the ABL standings right now, the Anchorage Bucks, they're in second, only 2.5 back, with a record of 21-17 with their 8-0 victory over the Pilots as Cole Whitman swings through 1 ball and 1 strike. And for the Bucks, they're going to be a tough team to face. They're the last team for the Miners to face this season as the Anchorage Bucks will come to Herman Brothers. Strike called, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bucks will be at Herman Brothers tomorrow, 6 p.m. game. There'll be 4 straight games for league play as fastball misses outside.
That'll definitely be an interesting streak. At any time you can get the possible top 2 teams to really battle out at the end of the year, it's going to be an exciting one.
That will determine who gets first and who gets second. As a 2-2. Swung on, I missed. Strike 3. 11 on the day for Asa Lacy.
You gotta be kidding me. This is insane. 11 strikeouts in 4 1/3 innings pitched. Someone give that man some silverware because he is just chopping up the Chinooks lineup.
What would he do with silverware?
Chop it up.
Chopping up some silverware for Asa Lacy.
Yeah, he's chopping them up.
Yes. As now the 0-1 count to Bailey Collins. Bailey Collins so far, he's 1 for 2 on the day as he swings through. No balls and 2 strikes. I get it now. He's chopping up the Chinooks. Yes. We're on the same page.
So
Good.
funny.
0-2. Take in just low for ball 1. Lacy asking about that one as he talks to Austin Pinarini. He being James Purnell. 1-2 the count. Lacy's pitch into Collins. Checks his swing. Ball was on the inside part. No check down. 2-2. From the windup, Asa Lacy is ready and deals. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Make it 12. Half a dozen.
I'd make a reference, but you probably wouldn't understand it.
Maybe it could go over right over my head. It's got to be laid out there for me.
Yeah. 12 strikeouts. How's that sound?
That sounds pretty great. As J. Paul Fullerton now batting in from the left side. Fulton fell victim, just like many before him, to the strikeouts. J. Paul Fulton, 2 strikeouts on the day. As the first pitch missed for ball 1.
Lacy just really in a zone right now as the Miners just clicking on all cylinders in this game. It's going to be a huge victory if things keep going the way they are.
Fastball hits the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. For Fulton, struck out in the first, struck out in the third. We're here in the top of the 5th with 2 outs. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. And 13 is within reach. 1-2 the count. Infield playing back. Outfield playing a little towards left as Brandon Merritt is towards the left of the second base bag. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 13 strikeouts on the day for Asa Lacy. A tremendous performance on the mound. Lacy doing it himself. It's the Miners 7, the Chinooks nothing. Lacy just dominating.
Matsu Miners Internet broadcast is sponsored by the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and owner Jim Ruda. Stop into one of your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and ask about a Matsu Miners jersey giveaway. So stop in and enter for your chance to win today.
The Alaska Railroad, an Operation Lifesaver, would like to remind our friends and neighbors when approaching a railroad crossing, always expect a train. Look, listen, live.
This is Kona Quiggle, outfield infield from Grand Canyon University, and you're listening to Matsu Miners Radio.
13 strikeouts for Asa Lacy in today's game. A wonderful performance, returning to the mound for the first time since July 8th, where he pitched against the Oilers. River Carbone still on the mound for the Chinooks as it's a bullpen game for them. Miners up 7-0. They are cruising through 5, bottom of the 5th. Leading things off, Tyler Bassetti. So Tyler Bassetti, who had a double his last time up, also struck out in the first. He's 1 for 2. 1,212 fans in attendance for Game 2 here against the Chinooks at Harmon Brothers Field. As River Carbone will look to go into his second inning of work. First pitch in, hits the outside corner for strike 1. Bassetti, as we said, batting average now above 250. As he's done a nice job putting together some hit streaks over the past couple games. The 0-1 swung on, and this one is poked out into center field. Taking a couple steps in and to his right is Anthony Forte. That's the first out as he made the catch.
Tell you what, big props to the community of Palmer today, really showing full support. A hot day, so it's tough to sit through 2 baseball games, but they're more than happy to do so, and it's awesome to see the Miners perform a great show in front of them. Huge lead right there. They pulled away in the end of Game 1. What a day it is here in Harmon Brothers Field.
Well, it was a great Game 1, like you said. A lot of scoring in that one as well, as first pitch hits the outside corner for Austin Pianarini. 0-1. It was a close game to begin with, but the Miners pulled away with a 6-run inning to win 12-5. That game was once 6-5 as Pianarini blasts this one deep out into the left center field gap, ranging back and over his head. It's South Ballinger rounding first and heading for second. It's Austin Pianarini. The throw is going into the shortstop or second baseman, Luke Van Dover. It's a 1-out double here in the bottom of the 5th inning for Austin Pianarini. He's turned things on in this game.
Pino is crushing it right now. He came into this game 0 for his last 14. Most guys, you'll be down in the dubs. You'll have a head down. You're really timid at the plate. Not Pino. He's a veteran guy. He's going to swing the bat with confidence, and it showed. 4 RBIs, 3 hits, now a double. Get out of here, man.
Austin Pianarini just proven himself in this lineup, and what a time to do so. And now following Pianarini is Drew Swift. Pino 3 for 3, got his batting average back up to 278 as Swift is a tick over the Mendoza line right now. First pitch in is swinging. This one's lifted out into right field. Ranging under it is Bailey Collins, tagging at second, but holding is Pianarini as the throw goes into second baseman Luke Van Dover. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brady Merritt will now come in at the plate.
And going back to Pianarini's double, don't want to take anything away from him, but he may have been helped out a little bit by Seth Ballinger, who took a few steps in and then realized it was going over his head and wasn't able to catch up to it. So whether he still would have gotten to it if he made the correct steps, who knows? Nevertheless, Pianarini's on second.
First step always has to be back. As we're about ready to pitch into Brady Merritt. River Carbone to Merritt, hits the inside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Runner on second base. And Austin Pianarini. Miners lead the Chinooks 7-0. With a chance to put the magic number down to 3 to clinch first place. So we're getting closer to the end of the season. River Carbone's 0-1. Swung on, and this one is popped out over into left field. Under it, it's Seth Ballinger, who makes a 2-hand catch and retires the side. So not much going on besides an Austin Pianarini double. He's 3 for 3 on the day. Miners still hold a 7-0 lead over the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks as we head into the top of the 6th. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio.
Matsu Miners Internet Broadcast is sponsored by the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and owner Jim Ruda. Stop into one of your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and ask about a Matsu Miners jersey giveaway. So stop in and enter for your chance to win today.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Caleb Van Blake, infielder from UC Davis, and you're listening to Matsu Miners Radio.
Top of the sixth inning here at Harmon Brothers Field. Matsu Miners have a 7-0 lead, and Asa Lacey's day is finally over. Lacey, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 13 strikeouts. What a performance from Asa Lacey today. Coming in to relieve him on the mound is Malachi Emmons. Malachi, a fixture in the Miners bullpen, as he's also known for his strikeouts. 2.11 ERA, 14 relief appearances, 17 innings pitched, 29 strikeouts to 11 walks, and has allowed 10 hits. Malachi coming in some relief and looking to shut things down again against the Chinooks. Last time out came on July 16th against the Chinooks, where he went 1 2/3 of an innings pitched, allowed 2 hits, a walk, got 2 strikeouts, and 8 batters faced. Looking to do more of the same against the Chinooks here today. It's the Miners 7, Chinooks nothing, as we're about ready to begin the top of the second inning, top of the sixth inning. Anthony Forte, Jordan Wharton, and Luke Vandover all due up. First pitch in is for a cold strike on Anthony Forte, 0-1.
And the Chinooks are going to get more of the same here in Malachi M. And now from a right side, a guy that always goes for the strikeout.
The 0-1 pitch swung on and found straight down, 0-2, and another strikeout victim is in the waiting. Forte today, he struck out in the third and was hit by a pitch in the first. As the 0-2 for Malachi Emmon is swung on and missed. Ball straight in the dirt. Pinarini has it to throw to complete the strikeout. 14 strikeouts on the day, the first for Malachi. And the strikeout totals just keep on piling up.
Gosh, this is just insane from the Miners pitching staff today. The Chinooks just completely fooled. In game 2, I should say, completely fooled. It's just really impressive when you can set down guys on strikeouts.
Not much need for any infield or outfield help. Has a lot of outs coming from strikeouts. Malachi misses outside into Jordan Wharton. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, top of the sixth inning. One-0. A slider taken in for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Is now the count into Wharton as for Jordan, struck out looking in the first to Asa Lacey. Also walked. Was the second and final walk allowed by Asa. As the pitch is in the strike zone. 1-2 the count. Malachi Emmon looking to continue the strikeout parade here. Pitching from the stretch. Malachi's ready. The high leg kick he deals outside for ball 2.
And also big props to Austin Pinarini in this game. The catchers call the games for the Miners. He's done a beautiful job of doing so and a great job of blocking a lot of these low breaking balls that the Miner staff is bringing.
2-2 outside and low for ball 3. Counters run full to Jordan Wharton here in the top of the sixth inning, but the Miners still leading 7-0. 3-2, swung on it, missed, strike 3. Asa Lacey, now Malachi Emmons. Malachi has sit down the first 2 batters he's seen on a strikeout. Counted 15 strikeouts for the Miners pitching staff today, 13 going to Asa Lacey, 2 of them to Malachi Emmons. And now we'll see Luke Vandover, who's swinging through the first pitch. 0-1. Just a tremendous pitching performance for the Miners staff here today.
Really is.
The bats have come alive a little bit. 5 runs and 2 runs in 2 innings as the slider's in for a called strike. 5 in the first, 2 in the third. That's all they need. Luke Van Dover is behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. As Malik Hyman's ready from the stretch. The deal. Outside for ball 1. A good waste pitch outside for Malik Hyman as he looks to retire Luke Van Dover on strikeouts. 1-2 the count. The pitch in, swung on and just fouled off. Fouled straight down into the dirt in front of home plate umpire James Purdell.
He got about the last splinter of lumber on the ball right there.
So Malachi will look to do the 1-2 all over again. Does he have another swing and a miss in him? 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Malachi Hyman's pitch is just fouled off. This one goes a little further than the first one. Count remains 1-2.
Vandover doing a nice job right now, just flicking the bat out, trying to foul off pitches, maybe even throw one in play.
1-2 the count with 2 outs. Malachi, his pitch. This one is outside and low for ball 2. Trying to get Luke Van Dover to chase here, get his 3rd strikeout of the day, and rack up the total to 16 for the Chinooks. 2-2 the count. Malik Hyman from the stretch. He deals. Swung on and a tapping ball over to shortstop Drew Swift, who reads it and fields it. Throws it over in time for the 3rd out here in the top of the 6th inning. The Matsu Miners still have a 7-0 lead. Malik Hyman adds 2 more strikeouts in this game. It's the Miners 7, Chinooks nothing as we head towards the home half of the 6th inning. You're listening to the Matsu Miners on the Miner Radio.
Matsu Miners Internet broadcast is sponsored by the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and owner Jim Ruda. Stop into one of your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and ask about a Matsu Miners jersey giveaway. So stop in and enter for your chance to win today.
You know what really gets a party started? Indoor baseball. Yeah, just find a broom or a pool cue, and you can use like anything as a ball. Cans, bottles, shoes.
Hey, bro, toss me that avocado.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
What's up, guys? This is Spencer Henson, infielder at Oral Roberts University, and you're listening to Matsu Miners Radio.
Miners still lead the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks by a score of 7-0. It's the bottom of the 6th inning and presumably the final inning for the Miners bats, as we're only going 7 innings today as per ABL doubleheader rules. Leading things off will be Caleb Van Blake, followed by Spencer Henson and Kona Quiggle. River Carbone's day is done. He went 2 innings without 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and did not have a strikeout, as Cole Whitman, the designated hitter and pitcher, will now officially be the pitcher. From Pelham, Alabama, and the University of Alabama at Birmingham, 6'4", 210 pounds, where he was a junior. His 0-1 on the season, has a 2.77 ERA as the first pitch is swung on and grounded over towards second base, and this one cannot be handled on the backhand. Luke Van Dover has an error in today's game. Make that the 2nd error of the day for the Chinooks. 2nd error of the game, as we played 2 today. As there's a runner on base for Spencer Henson. E4, Caleb Van Blake is on base. Spencer Henson Now coming to the plate, Cole Whitman, 13 relief appearances. This will be his 14th as swinging and fouling it off is Spencer Henson. 0-1. Has pitched 22 2/3 of an innings pitched, 21 strikeouts, 11 walks, and 28 hits. 0-1 the count into the big bat of Spencer Henson, who is 1 for 3 on the day. This one bounces into the dirt for ball 1. And Spencer, as we've mentioned many times before, looking to chase the ABL batting average crown. Coming into game 2, he's batting .354, chasing Jake Veith, who bats at .360. The 1-1 swung on and a bouncing ball over towards shortstop Gregory Osuna, who waits on it. The throw will not be in time. An infield single. Infield single for Spencer Henson. He smiles at Tyler LeBrun, the first base coach of the Matsu Miners, as that's not something he can do all that often.
Well, you know, it was surprising. Ozuna just waited and waited on that ball to come to him. And when you do that, and if you're noticing that when you're running down the line, you're going to run extra harder than you already do. So Ozuna just not smart waiting on it, should have attacked it. We saw last night Connor and Conaquiggle almost rain it out. Tonight, Spencer Henson does.
Now a error and a base hit. Miners are back in business here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Henson at first, Caleb Van Blake at second. All against Cole Whitman. First pitch is swung on. This one's flared out into left field. If it's fair, it'll be for extra base hits, but it will go foul. Just slicing foul near the 322 mark out in left field.
Just too much spin on that ball right there. If it's not as much of a slice swing from Conaquiggle, that may have been in, more runs would have came in, but he'll just need to look to straighten that out.
Quiggle is now second in batting average at .322. As he's 2 for 3 on the day. He bats in with 1 runner in scoring position. 0-1, nobody out, bottom of the 6th. Cole Whitman, the designated hitter, now on the mound as this ball bounces away from the catcher, J. Paul Fullerton, sliding headfirst at second. Check that at third base. His second baseman, Caleb Van Blake, and he is safe. Running on the back end is Spencer Henson. And now 2 runners in scoring position with a 1-1 count into Conaquiggle.
Yet again, the Miners, great chance with nobody out.
1-1 the count. 2 runners on. Lefty on lefty. Cole Whitman looks back. Now at the plate, he deals. Breaking ball that misses high for ball 2. We also see Caleb Van Blake has qualified for the ABL average now, as he's in there at .311 coming into the day. This one is swung on and hit high in the air, left side, ranging over, taking the circle route, was the third baseman, Jordan Wharton. Not sure where he thought that ball might have been. The wind could have blown it in a bit, but that one is foul, and Conaquiggle stays alive.
Yeah, may have needed a GPS as he was going the wrong way right there. Luckily, he figured it out late and then tried to hawk it down. But I tell you what, that sun has been beaten down all day long, and it's a tough one to try to find the ball.
Conaquiggle stays at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runners on second and third. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Miners looking to extend their lead as it is 7 runs to no runs. Cole Whitman ready for the 2-2. He deals. A breaking ball that hits the inside corner. Strike 3 called on Conaquiggle. Much to the disappointment of the fans up in the VIP room here today. But Conaquiggle will sit back down.
Yeah, that one was right on the edge. Seemed like the breaking ball did get enough of the plate. Conaquiggle trying to sell it by leaning out of the way, but unfortunately it didn't go his way.
A lot of movement from Cole Whitman's breaking ball. It looked like it could have hit Quiggle, but then broke back over the plate. That's the first out here on the bottom of the 6th inning, and Nick Brooks is now batting. Brooks 2 hits today. A single in the first and a single in the 5th. I'll check that single in the 4th. As first pitch, he swings and fouls it off towards the right side, and that goes out of play over the Miners' bullpen. No balls and 1 strike.
It's been a common theme. Miners just got to put the ball in play. I feel like a broken record saying it, but every time they do, good things happen.
Infield has been brought in against Nick Brooks, as there is only one out. Double play is not an option with first base open, as the fastball hits the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes into Nick Brooks. Brooks just looking to poke it over any one of the infielders. Outfield is also playing middle of the way, maybe in just a tad. Brooks, of course, has the power to burn them. 0-2 the count. Cole Whitman's ready from the stretch. He deals inside, ball 1. 1-2 the count. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Miners still have a 7-0 lead. They haven't scored since the 3rd inning.
Smart pitch there from Cole Whitman. Start it low and break it even lower to try to get Brooks chasing.
1-2. Cole Whitman is ready. And the pitch outside for ball 2. Scoreboard is again on the fritz, as it appears the number 29 is appearing in the runs column. We know that to be false. Seven runs on 11 hits, no errors for the Miners. No runs on 2 hits and 2 errors for the Chinooks. As a 2-2 from Cole Whitman is on the way. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Cole Whitman against the Miners here on the bottom of the 6th inning, and the threat level has been reduced. And now Josh Hatcher will look to drive in 2 more runs. Stranded at second base is Spencer Henson, and stranded at third is Caleb Van Blake. They'd much rather be standing in the Miners' dugout, as temperatures around 70 here in the ABL. Find a little shade before heading out to the field.
Whitman doing a nice job holding his composure with the runners in scoring position.
First pitch into Josh Hatcher. It hits him. The second hit by pitch by Josh Hatcher. Actually, it looked like it hit him. Might have just bounced in the dirt. Not sure on that. It looked like it hit him.
Yeah, it looked like it hit him square in the back, but camo jerseys kind of blend in with the ground sometimes.
Now he swings and a ground ball right back to Cole Whitman, who fields it. The throw is in time for the 3rd out. So it looked to be like a hit by pitch. Josh Hatcher stays alive at the plate. Not sure what happened. But nonetheless, the Miners are out here in the bottom of the 6th. They'll look to secure a win here and get their 25th win of the season. It's the Mat-Su Miners 7, the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks nothing, as we'll be right back for the top of the 7th.
Mat-Su Miners Internet broadcast is sponsored by the Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and owner Jim Ruda. Stop into one of your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts of Alaska and ask about a Mat-Su Miners jersey giveaway. So stop in and enter for your chance to win today.
Hey y'all, I'm Blake Shelton. I love that country music connects people all over this great nation, but unfortunately so does something else, childhood hunger. 15 million children struggle with hunger in America. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks works to rescue our surplus food to help provide billions of meals to families in need across the country. Join the fight against hunger at feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
What's up, guys? This is Spencer Henson, infielder at Oral Roberts University, and you're listening to Mat-Su Miners Radio.
It's the top of the 7th inning. Miners still lead 7-0 over the Chinooks, as now we'll see a new man on the mound, but not a new face. Spencer Henson, who's already in this game, he was the designated hitter. Now both the Chinooks designated hitter and the Miners designated hitter have come in to pitch. For Spencer Henson, his pitching stats: a 1-1 record, a 1.12 ERA in 4 games in relief appearances, has 1 save, 8 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts to 8 walks, and has allowed 4 hits. Last time Spencer Henson came on to pitch was on July 8th, where he was the losing pitcher on record to the Oilers when the Oilers beat us and the Miners 6-5. Henson went 1 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 run. It was earned, a hit, and gave up 2 walks. Nick Kreutzer will lead things off here in the top of the 7th inning. Miners 3 outs away of securing their 25th win of the season and bringing down the magic number to clinch the top of the ABL down to 3. Spencer Henson pitching to Nick Kreutzer, who is 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch misses for ball 1.
Henson recruited a two-way player out of high school, pitched a lot last summer.
Second pitch misses low and inside, and Spencer kind of just trips off the mound. It looks like some dirt has been kicked around as he looks to secure his landing spot. 2 balls, no strikes, nobody out. Top of the 7th inning. Shutout still intact for the Miners. Henson's pitch is ground ball over towards second base. Caleb Van Blake sliding and making the nice play. Sliding feet first was Caleb Van Blake out into shallow right field, and he made a nice diving play to stop the ball, get up, and throw it.
Caleb Van Blake has perfected that slide, so that way his body will take the ball if he can't get it with the leather, in a perfect throw from his knees, not to be overlooked with the original play. Great work there from the second baseman.
Nice defense from Caleb Van Blake. Gets the first out here in the top of the 7th inning, with the Miners still leading 7-0. And now at the plate, Gregory Osuna, who looks to not have the golden sombrero today, has struck out twice. But he would not be alone. Fellow teammate Seth Ballinger, who is due up, has also struck out twice, as well as Cole Whitman. The 0-1 is a breaking ball that hits the zone. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. From the windup, Henson's ready, and he deals. This one is lifted out into right field. Taking a couple steps in is Nick Brooks, who makes a one-hand grab for the second out. 1 out away for the Miners on a 1-game winning streak. They look to bring it to 2. Osuna was retired on a flyout to right, and now Seth Ballinger, who struck out twice, once looking, once swinging, will stand in. Ballinger again came in today batting 183 as he takes the ball outside for ball 1. Ballinger 0 for 2, has 2 strikeouts and a batting average now of 179. Henson pitching from the windup. He deals ground ball over towards short. Drew Swift with the ball. He throws in time, and the ball game is over. The Mat-Su Miners now go to 25-15 on the season, 10 games over 500. They now hold a 3-game lead on the Anchorage Bucks, as the magic number is now down to 3. But for the Miners, a tall task over the next week, as they will face the Bucks 3 times next week, and then once more next Sunday on the 29th. It's going to be exciting as we are going down the stretch. Mat-Su Miners win here today, 7-0. Winning pitcher on record, Asa Lacey. On the day, 15 strikeouts, 13 from Lacey, 2 from Malachi Emmons, and Spencer Henson to close things out. Make sure to stay tuned to Mat-Su Miners Radio here on YouTube, and we'll have the post-game show with the manager, Ben Taylor, who I'm sure will be happy. 2 wins today over the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. On the season now, 7-4 against them, a winning record. As now the only team left for the Miners to close out the regular season against is the Anchorage Bucks. Brad, any thoughts before we throw it over?
Well, I just thought it was a wonderful second game that was really transitioned from the first game. The Miners got a grade of offense in that first game. The pitching wasn't exactly on point, but it did enough to get the win. But in the second game, I mean, everything was clicking exactly like the Miners expect to do night in and night out. The bats were there, and also the pitching was phenomenal. So you got to love it when it's a true team effort along with some wonderful individual performances.
Great performances all around. The final game against the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, unless they could make it into the postseason, their record now falls to 16-24. Keep it here for the Napa Auto Parts post-game show, and we'll be right back with manager Ben Taylor. For Brad Walker, this is Connor Mills signing off.